When we talk about elderly support, we often think of simple tasks, helping with groceries, a weekly phone call, or a nurse's visit. But real care goes far deeper. It's about recognizing that while needs change with age, dignity and autonomy remain essential. True support means helping elders live, not just survive. It's about seeing the whole person, their joys, fears, and relationships. Elderly support should empower people to remain the authors of their own stories, even as abilities shift. This isn't about taking over, but about partnership. We've mastered the science of prolonging life, but not always the art of making those years meaningful. Elderly support bridges that gap, ensuring added years are filled with purpose, not just existence. It's a conversation, a dialogue between elders, families, caregivers, and communities. The goal: ask what matters most to them, respect their wishes, and balance safety with independence. Sometimes a life with a little risk and a lot of joy is better than one that's perfectly safe but empty. This is the real work of care, messy, human, and deeply meaningful. It's not just about adding years to life, but life to years. That's the heart of true elderly support. Take Arthur, a retired teacher living alone after his wife's death. His world shrank, and after a fall, he lay on the floor for 2 days before anyone noticed. Or Eleanor, whose arthritis made daily tasks impossible. She hid her struggles, her family mistaking her withdrawal for normal aging. These aren't rare tragedies. They're happening everywhere. Neglect isn't always cruelty. It's often slow, silent, and unintentional. We see senior citizen and forget the person behind the label. Neglect erodes confidence, independence, and the will to live. For Arthur, recovery was complicated by malnutrition and loss of hope. For Eleanor, shame and depression became more crippling than her physical pain. These stories are warnings. Neglect is often invisible until a crisis makes it undeniable. The consequences are devastating, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Neglect is a systemic failure, not just a personal one. It's a reminder that support must be proactive, not reactive. We must look closer, listen better, and act sooner. Dignity in aging isn't automatic. It's something we must actively protect. These stories urge us to do better. When elders lack support, their bodies show it first. Malnutrition and dehydration are common. Shopping and cooking become exhausting, so meals are skipped or nutrition suffers. Falls are a major threat. A single accident can change everything. Simple hazards, clutter, poor lighting, muscle weakness, go unnoticed without regular help. Medication errors are another danger. Managing multiple prescriptions is confusing, and mistakes can be life-threatening. Personal hygiene declines when bathing or laundry become too difficult, leading to infections and social withdrawal. These risks are interconnected, each one making the others worse. Without support, a small problem can quickly spiral into a crisis. The cascade of decline is hard to reverse once it starts. Physical neglect isn't just about health, it's about losing independence. Early, consistent support can prevent this downward spiral. The body's warning signs should never be ignored. Neglect wounds the mind and spirit as much as the body. Loneliness is corrosive. Without regular, meaningful interaction, elders feel invisible. Chronic isolation leads to depression, robbing life of joy and hope. Anxiety grows. What if I fall? Who will help me? This constant worry erodes well-being. The home, once a haven, can feel like a trap. Self-worth suffers. When needs go unmet, elders feel like burdens, ashamed to ask for help. This shame leads to further withdrawal, deepening the cycle of isolation. The loss of identity is profound. Elders become defined by their problems, not their lives. Emotional neglect is as damaging as physical neglect. Connection and validation are as vital as food and medicine. Supporting elders emotionally is essential for true well-being. Our lives are woven from daily interactions. A chat with a neighbor, a trip to the store. For elders, these threads fray as mobility and connections fade. Losing access to community centers or places of worship cuts off vital engagement. Even neighborhood ties vanish when walks become impossible. Isolation means problems go unnoticed. No one sees the warning signs. Social disconnection also makes elders targets for scams and abuse, with no one to warn or protect them. As roles like parent, friend, or volunteer disappear, so does a sense of purpose. The loss of social identity is devastating. When we fail to support elders, we strip away the connections that give life meaning. Social safety nets aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. Rebuilding these connections is critical for dignity and safety. The numbers reveal a crisis. 1 in 10 Americans over 60 has experienced elder abuse, including neglect, likely an underestimate. Most cases go unreported, hidden behind closed doors. Social isolation is as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, raising the risk of early death. Millions of older adults are affected, and the problem is growing as the population ages. Financial abuse costs billions, but the health costs, falls, hospitalizations, unmanaged conditions, are even greater. Our healthcare system bears the burden of preventable crises. Investing in support is both moral and practical. Families are smaller and more dispersed, so old models of care no longer work. The gap between need and support is widening. We must act now. Family is still the first line of defense, but support must be intentional and planned. Start conversations early. Talk about wishes, fears, and plans before a crisis. Assess needs realistically and share responsibilities among family members. Use technology, video calls, medication reminders to bridge distances. Don't try to do it all alone. Seek outside help when needed. Tap into community resources and professional services. Bringing in help isn't failure, it's smart, and it prevents burnout. Be an advocate, attend appointments, challenge ageism, and check on emotional health. The family's job is to ensure elders are seen, heard, and valued. A strong support net is built with teamwork and respect. Families can't do it alone. Communities must step up. We need a modern village where everyone looks out for each other. Simple programs, volunteer visits, neighborhood watch for elders make a big difference. Local governments should invest in accessible transport, safe parks, and tech classes for seniors. Community centers can host intergenerational activities, bridging gaps and building respect. Healthcare must shift from just treating illness to promoting wellness and prevention. Social workers and mobile clinics can connect elders to resources and care. Businesses, schools, and individuals all have roles: senior-friendly hours, reading programs, or just checking in on neighbors. Small acts of kindness, multiplied, create a resilient safety net. Interdependence is strength. A society is only as strong as its most vulnerable. Building this village benefits everyone, not just the elderly. Together we can make aging safer and more meaningful. How we care for our elders reflects our deepest values. Neglect isn't inevitable. It's a sign we haven't adapted to changing times. Simple supports, a call, a visit, a handrail, can transform lives. The solutions are clear: strengthen families, rebuild communities, and focus on enriching life, not just extending it. Caring for elders is a privilege and a chance to honor those who built our world. By ensuring their final years are safe and connected, we create a better future for all. Every stage of life deserves respect and support. The question is, what kind of society do we want to be? Our care for elders is the ultimate test of our humanity. Let's make sure the story told about us is one of compassion and connection.